Okay, let's start the video and let's look at last night's Mega Man. And again, repeatedly post the video before the draw. And this time didn't use that much blue box, only one number was in the blue box. But as you can see, for those of you who got a chart, you can see where the breakdown of the numbers are. There are three groups of numbers. One are non-playable numbers, numbers that won't come out, won't get drawn. The other group is playable number. They'll get drawn at a good percentage. And neutral numbers also get drawn at a good percentage, but not as good as the playable numbers. Non-playable numbers won't get drawn, but if they get drawn, then you probably wouldn't have hit that jackpot. But most of the time, a lot at a high rate, non-playable won't get drawn. If you choose to go and play non-playable number, you definitely won't get a chance of hitting that jackpot. 0%. Now, but before we get started, you can email me for any lottery illustration from part 1 to part 18, or the system to learn all the lottery system. Dster system, reverse Dster system, also all those secret formulas to battle the right numbers. Law of elimination, law of opposite attraction, law of repetition, and much more. And also, invisible numbers and red number system are also the main key. So you need to learn all the system in order to pick the right numbers. And you can donate, subscribe, share, and like my video. And you can email me at hyper_links@yahoo.com for any game prediction. hyper_links@yahoo.com for any game prediction for any state or country. And always remember, nothing is guaranteed, but always trust yourself. And let's look at the grid. Now, last night's Mega Man, we know this was well posted in the draw. What does this axis means? We're focusing on the factors of the numbers. Remember, if the code, pair, or trio won't get drawn, then the X factor of those numbers will get drawn, the factors of those numbers. So whatever the factors of those numbers are, they will get drawn. So for instance, if the code is 58, pair is 57, and trio is 56, all those numbers that didn't get drawn, or won't get drawn, or did not get drawn from one draw, you'll see the factors of those numbers getting drawn. And most of the factors of numbers, or all of those factors of numbers, let's say, are definitely not going to be non-playable numbers. You can see that it's going to be either playable or neutral numbers. So, for instance, 58, 57, 57 didn't get drawn. The factors of those numbers will get drawn. For instance, that's an example. Doesn't mean those are going to be the code, pair, or trio for next week's draw. You can email me for those numbers, for the code Dster pair, the code Dster trio, and the code Dster number. And as you can see, the grid is set up correctly that winning numbers are hitting on the grid. Now, if you look at last night's Mega Man, nobody won, so it's $78 million. So, and for those people who are interested in the pool, you can email for that too. 03, 09, 50, 53, and 64. As you can see, from 3, 9 jumps to 50. So as you can see, it skipped a lot of numbers. Skip 10 to 49. So, and they pulled a 1 on that number on the end. The mega ball was 01. So they really skipped a lot of middle numbers. So that draw was kind of tricky. They were odds and even were basically not all odds, not all even, and they were not all high numbers, not all low numbers. So let's see where the hitting points are. 3, 9, 50, 53, and 64, and 01. So they really did skip a lot of numbers. Now, if you look at the Dster system, well, let's see where the 03s are. 03, we're going to place the 03 on the bottom, because as you can see, the 03, sorry about that, let's not touch the title. 03 are on the bottom. As you can see, 03 are on the bottom of quadrant 4. Then we have 09. On top of quadrant 1 and 3. So as you can see, all numbers are already in the Dster. So now after 09 it jumps to 50, and as you can see 50 is right over here. Sorry about that, I'm going to move it with the cursor. Now 50 would be on top. So as you can see, 50 and 03 use the same coordinates of 4e. E was used twice. 4e was used twice, and as you can see, like I said, hard coordinates has to be combined. 53 53 was used also twice, so we have 3 hard coordinates. E3, E4, and F4. Now, after 53, it jumps to 64. As you can see where the winning numbers are, 64. And after 64 was also in the blue box. As you can see, 64 was also in the blue box. There we go. Sorry about that. We'll get to that later. And also 01. 01 is in the bottom of also quadrant 4. So you can see basically a lot of number was used. You can use every single number except for this digit 3 over here that didn't have any winning combination. Every single digit was used. For instance, even though it had no coordinates on H3 and I3 for the 6 and 4, they can be used for 64 also. As you can see, did not need any other blue box except for this blue box. Didn't really need any blue box. So as you can see, using the right Dster system, Dster X system, you can win the Mega Million with the right combination. It's not hard. As you can see, all this right spot right here was winning combination. Basically, you write down one number in each quadrant, you narrow down the non-playable numbers, and you isolate the neutral and the playable numbers. That's what you get. Oh, winning number in quadrant 4. As I tell you, I don't know how quadrant 4 keep hitting numbers. You can see basically the 09. If I choose to put the 19 over here, let's say I don't put 60, I don't do 6 to form 60 or 64 or 16 or 61, 46 or 06. I put 9 over here. Why? If I choose to put 9 over here, why should I put 9 over here if 09 is over here? I put 9 over here because 19 is not in the blue box. 19 is not in the blue box. I mean, 19 is not in the Dster system in any of the quadrant. Therefore, I have to form a 9. Therefore, if I want to use 19, I have to put 9 in this blue box, forming the 19. If I form the 19, I have formed all 5 winning numbers plus the Mega Ball in quadrant 4, because 09 can now be picked in this quadrant over here. I4 and I3 to form 09. that's how it goes. Even though I cannot put 9 over here for some other reason than 19, because 09 is right over here, 49 is right over here, except for 19. So if I put 9 over here, all winning numbers. So next week we'll have a new Dster X system. If you want to email me for the whole system, including the breakdown of the system, non-playable, playable, neutral numbers, invincible number, and also top mega ball pick, and be using also non-playable pairs, because pairs that are non-playable will also have non-playable pairs also, because numbers do not tend to like each other. So if they do not tend to like each other after some time, so for instance, if these two pairs like to each other at one point in time, these two pair of numbers, they tend to avoid each other maybe in the future. When they avoid each other in the future, they don't like each other. If they don't like each other, they won't get drawn. So the law of attraction won't attract these two numbers in the draw anymore. So if they don't attract these two numbers in the draw anymore, and you try to play these two non-playable pairs, then it won't come up. So you will not see non-playable pairs come up also. So follow that rule. We'll be having non-playable pairs, and also we'll be using the factors of those numbers. So wherever the code is, pairs and trio, if they're holding the code, we know that sometimes they will hold the code, pair or trio, or they will hold 2 of the 3s. So what do? We do not rely on those 3. Rely on the factor of those 3. And how many factors of those 3 came up last night? The factor of those 3 came up last night. 4 factors of those 3 numbers came up last night, including the mega ball. So that's how it goes. So 4 of those 6 numbers came up last night as the factors of the code, pair, or trio. And as you can see, the 03, 09, 50, and 64, they're all neutral numbers. So last night, no playable number were getting drawn. So that means playable numbers has to get drawn next week. Definitely at a high percentage. Remember, if you don't see no playable numbers will get a drawn. We'll be focusing on playable numbers next week. I bet you. And also, the only non-playable numbers was 53 for last night's draw. So each week there will be a different playable numbers, non-playable numbers, and neutral numbers. So stay tuned for the next system. You can email me for the whole chart. And as you can see, these are currently the people in the pool. If you want to be in the pool, you can email me for it. We have like 8 shares in the pool. Now, for pick 4, last night one were tricky because the 3 came up for New York. A lot of times. They're coming out like 6 times this month, including the 333 that came out straight on my list. For last week's list, it was 3383 coming out straight on the list before the 333 had come up 1 or 2 times. That 333 had shown straight, but on the list 3383, and they came up very late, couple of draws late, and it should have came during last week. And I can see after 333, it threw in the 88. So 333, they threw in the 88, and so far, keep playing these numbers. They will come up. Trust me, if not coming up this week, they'll come next week. And as you can see, 333 was hot, and it was a good prediction for last week's list.